Skip. What are you doing, working on some drives? Nah, you can't go that way, mate. Before we jump into this video, I just want a quick disclaimer. I'm not a professional welder. I don't claim to be. I'm just a weekend warrior having a crack in my shed. I bought these off Instagram, and I think it was an ad on Instagram or Facebook, one of them ones. I was browsing along in this U-Butte home DIY, easy welding, aluminium, do it yourself, all you need is a little Bunsen burner advert showing people fixing cans and stuff. So I grabbed them, had a crack. I'm approaching this from that exact same scenario as who they were trying to achieve. They're not trying to sell these little wonderful welders things to professional welders, you know. They're trying to sell them to people that don't weld all the time. So that's what I'm having a go at. You're gonna see me make a whole lot of mistakes, but this is just me having a crack in my shed. If you're looking for a video of someone teaching you how to use these, like a professional or something, not here, not the right place. G'day. Today we got a table load of aluminium. That's right, I said aluminium. And why do I have this table load of aluminium? Well, social media marketing back again, seeing a lot of ads for these low heat aluminium welding rods. So, being the sucker I am, I had to try them out. Here they are. Now, I got them from two different sources. These are from Amazon. These were directly from the shoddy Chinese link. These took about 8 to 9 weeks to get to me. These took 3 days. I thought these weren't coming, so I got them. Both rocked up around the same time. Notice quite a different packaging style. These came folded up so it could sit in an envelope. This came out nice and straight. Not that I think that's gonna matter. I'll just straighten them out. Bob's your unkie. So there is 3 main things that this advert did and claimed, and you know, techno music. Well, I'm pretty sure they stole clips of different people's YouTube and stuff. Fixed a hole in the bottom of a can, so we'll try that out. They claim that the weld, if you want to call it that, the braze, it's basically brazing. The weld is stronger than the material itself, so when you drill it, it's stronger and all sorts. You can plug up holes no matter what size, as long as you give it a nice, get it to heat. And you can finish it real nice. So theoretically, we should be able to polish it right back up. As for my heat source, I'll be using some trademark gas. I've got 4 of these bottles left over from the Mini Forge project. They should definitely get it hot enough, because it claims it only needs about 400 degrees. Apparently these little rods will work on aluminium, brass, copper. We got some copper, so we'll be giving that a bit of a go. All your non-ferrous metals, not stainless. And apparently galv. I don't know why they say galv. I'll give that a crack as well. I mean, are they saying you don't grind the galv off first? Otherwise you just got mild steel. So, not sure what they're talking about there. But we'll give it a go on some steel. Starting off, we'll use the real, you know, image-friendly, thumbnail-y type one, and that's the can. I'm just going to drill an average size hole. Alright, so I'm just going to start off with the real low heat coming out of the torch. Seem to be making just a hole in the can. We're just melting the can. The can's obviously got a lower melt point than the gas itself. Try it a little bit hotter and preheat the rod, I guess. I'm not having a lot of luck here. I did start to see some results, but the can's going. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna, you know, that's obviously a fail, but can we blame me or can we blame them? I'm blaming them. We can't really blame anyone yet. We only just started. Alright, got my third hand set up. Nice and big, not gonna have to worry about it. We'll zoom in a bit. We'll give it a try. This is a piece of this bar here. It's 1.6 mil thick and it's 20 mil wide. Don't know if that is imperial because it's inferior. Same process. So again, could be my skill level, but it doesn't seem very joiny. We're not going to give up though. Didn't even attach in the slightest. Alright, so we're going to make sure that we're actually getting our base metal up to temperature. So in comes infrared thermometer. So this only goes to 380C, but we'll talk about these when you're older. Actually quite a nice little Ebola checker. So we'll get it up to heat, see how hot we can get it before trying more solder. Oh, again, I did say solder. Third hand's about as stable as she's going to get before we have some proper issues. Let's see how hot we can get this thing. Orders to not lose any of the base heat. What's better than one MAP gas bottle? Two MAP gas bottles. Who would have thought that having a wood third hand using two MAP gas bottles might come out to be an issue? Anyway, it's pretty fucking hot. We're not really getting the results that I was promised. I mean, I could probably weld aluminium better with the stick. It's somewhat working at this stage, but it's just... We've made a nice chicken shit for a weld. And our third hand's really helping the shop out, getting rid of all that fresh air. I might just go dump this outside. Let it burn in nature. Right, so the good news is, here's the first piece. That's how hot this is. Only 1.6 mil thick. That's probably a bunch of the reason why having failure was two different size thicknesses. That's why I jumped over to this. But as you can see, nothing stuck to the big piece. Now I don't know if that's because this whole thing is acting as a huge heat sink, and this being smaller, the smaller surface area was able to retain the heat for it to stick to. But we'll grab a chicken hammer and see how hard it is on there. So as you can see, it just comes straight off. Now these surfaces were clean. I cleaned the shit out of them before we started, so it's not like a bad prep issue. Okay, so just in case it's my fault and I'm not getting it hot enough, we're gonna go back right down to the basics. So they claim you can patch this hole in a Coke can or any sort of can. I was burning the can out well before it even got close to that temperature. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna heat this. This is about 5mm thick alley. Gonna heat this right up. Then we're gonna see if we can do the Coke can trick, but with a little 8mm hole in this. So we've got the little mini forge going. Just let it preheat a little bit. It's already hotter than this thing can go. I'm going to start off with this 1.6mm, 20mm wide. Going to bust a quick hole in it. Throw this in. Aluminium melted. No, even at this aluminium here's melting point, try something a little bit thicker. So even once we hit the melting point of these alleys, this thin stuff, like the Coke can, this was disintegrating before these started working. This thicker, this is 3mm thick and an angle line, so you know, should be able to handle heat better. Didn't. I'm not even going to worry about the round bar, because it'll just be a waste of time. I'll just fold in half. I'm pretty bummed out about this failure because I had every plan and every intention to do a whole lot of tests, like drill the alley versus drilling the weld, you know, plug a big hole and then drill it with a small drill bit, compare the pressure needed, try and do some stress tests by bending it. Bending on the weld versus bending on the alley, see if it fractures that way because it's too rigid, it's not malleable. They do claim it's supposed to be forgeable. I was going to try and butt join up a little bit of pipe and see how nice we could clean up and like hide it. Things that I don't think they're designed for, but once I had them working, I was going to give them a good go, but it's not going to happen. And it's a disappointment really. Even if this was, I went about this the complete wrong way. Everything I did, every form, every factor, like, you know, all my technique was wrong. I tried rubbing it, I tried dabbing it, I experimented. If you really need something welded and it's aluminium, you're just gonna have to make friends with someone with a MIG. I was done with this, I was finished. Then I discovered these down at local hardware. These don't promise you anything special, but what I did immediately notice was how rigid these are compared to these, which leads me to believe these were like 10 to 15 bucks in the middle somewhere, I can't remember exactly. You only get 4 of them, so they're a little bit more expensive, but they feel more rigid, more like a TIG filler metal rod. So it says here, brazing, welding, aluminium. So can we give these a crack? See what happens. close up, but no cigar. Again, with the can, I wasn't really expecting too much results, so chances are that's my skill level. Same test with the trying to fill the hole on the 5mm thick. Alright, here we go. Now the test. This time I'm going to try and do the round bar to the flat bar. So I have seen these melt now, and they melted in a soldery look, so now I'll try and actually do some sort of mission with them. Damn you all. You don't want to breathe this, I tell you. Now, obviously I got it so hot that I melted the aluminium. That's a skill level problem there. Alright, so I've got a little bit of angle. As you can see, I've managed to achieve a bead with these new rods. And I've just got this bit of flat bar. You might remember this from the one that the last third hand bent over, hanging out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and actually fuse two bits together. These rods, the way they've been behaving is completely different to the other ones. When if it's not hot enough, but I do manage to accidentally heat up the rod, they come off like little dog turds, like, you know, little cylinders about that long. This stuff just seems to get chalky, I guess you could describe it as. Chalky, like a weird crumbly paste where these just weaken and snap off into cylinders. These smell a lot worse than those, and they're probably equally cancerous and toxic, but these have a distinct, like, don't breathe me smell. I don't know what's going on there, but you can definitely feel the difference in quality. As for me, having to go at the cans with these, same result. These, I was getting closer, but I still burnt the can. So that, both rods, my skill level, I reckon. Now, if I can pull bead off here, and I still can't with them, then we know. That's what it looks like when the heat's not there yet. You get those little turds. I'm trying to clear that out with a bit of a screwdriver. I really like learning these lessons the hard way, don't I? Well, we're at that heat with it. Right. So, long story short, at the end of it, these, the eBay and the Amazon, stay away from them. They're garbage. They rock up in an envelope. They could be made of anything. They probably are just old, melted down tinnies, just run through a spaghetti machine or something like that. These, you're gonna have a lot more success. I guarantee there's like 100 other brands that are just as good quality, but the fact is they are a brand, so they are backed up by some sort of quality. Now, my success was not terribly good, but I did eventually start. I mean, that's me. My main struggle is getting the heat right on the base material. See, there's a fine line with my methods of heating between correct melting point for the solder and melting point for the alley. Now the biggest thing is, and the most hardest part about maintaining this temperature and getting it right, is if it's somewhat thin at all, you've got a couple of seconds between right and melted and destroyed. Like it just, every single time it's just either sagged, melted, fallen apart. It's turned to crap on me. Now the bigger you get, like say this piece here, this is like the world's most efficient heatsink. I can't heat this up. Short of maybe trimming this down and putting it in the forge, I will not be able to get this to heat with these MAP gas bottles. And these burn hotter than butane. So they should do the trick. The problem is, they're not. The heat sinking capabilities are just too good for what I've got in this setup. Now, I have thought about, say, throwing it in the barbecue, bringing it up to temperature, you know, like if you're going to try and weld cast, give it a good preheat so there's not as much to bring the rest up to. You know, if this is all sitting around 300 already, or a couple hundred, and then you go to heat the rest, yeah, that's getting really, really hard. Again, start to feel like you just need to make friends with a guy with a MIG. As always, cheers for watching. I guess all my videos and stuff, well, this is going to fade out, all you're going to hear is my voice, but check out some of my latest videos. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hope I saved everyone a couple bucks, and peace out. Catch you all later.